Hi, friends. I'm Katie.
And I'm Lauren, and welcome to Okay, But Did You Know? A podcast where we talk about the TV and media that we love with a friend who's never seen it before.
Today, we're recapping and chatting about Bob's Burgers Season 6, Episode 13, Wag the Hog, and Episode 14, The Hormone-iums. Let's start off with our synopsis for Episode 13, Wag the Hog. Critter calls Bob to tell him he's in jail and needs his help. He asks Bob to sell his bike for him to pay his parking fine so he can get to his new job. The family tags along to sell the mostly stolen bike, and so Linda can see the baby. Linda ends up babysitting Sidecar while Bob and the kids get the bike to the buyer. Linda is unsuccessful in getting Sidecar to nap, and he ends up throwing a tantrum in hot toddies, embarrassing Linda with the other moms. Linda finally gets Sidecar to sleep and has to run from the other moms due to them thinking she kidnapped the baby. A stranger steals the motorcycle during the transaction, and now Bob, Kenny, and the kids have to hunt down the thief. Kenny and Carl fight over the bike and crash, damaging it. Bob has to get the one-eyed snakes to fix the bike so Kenny will still buy it. Bob convinces the bikers to fix the bike and complete the sale, getting Critter to his new job. And our puns. What did you get for the vacant storefront?
The way we grr dog trainers.
That is actually based off a play. Not a play. That is actually based off the 1973 movie The Way We Were.
I figured.
But it's a good little. I like it. It's cute.
Yeah.
Pest control truck.
Ratty cake, pest control.
Pat a cake, bakers, man.
Mm-hmm.
You are spoiled.
I am
this
spoiled.
Episode.
We had a lot of burgers this episode, and this one had 2. So we have the edamame dearest burger comes with edamame.
A reference to the 1981 movie Mommy Dearest.
Yes. And this last one, I couldn't read it, but based off of what like the extra bit of it is, I think I've got the beginning of it. The Barley Davidson burger on a barley roll.
Yes, and that is, of course, a reference to Harley Davidson.
Yeah, all I could read was Davidson burger on a barley roll, so I'm like, I'm guessing that's the pun we're working with here.
And we have a lot of cast this time around.
Yeah.
Because we've got Sarah Baker, who plays Bethany. She's the librarian from Young Sheldon.
Okay.
Joe Lo Truglio, which as Carl, I know him mostly from Brooklyn Nine-Nine as Charles Boyle.
Okay, that makes sense.
I love him. He's so funny. And then we do have Wendy McLendon Covey as Mudflap, and that is the mom from the Goldbergs.
Oh, okay.
And then we also have Thomas Lennon as Kenny. He's from Reno 911. There's
Okay.
actually quite a few people that came over from Reno 911 to be on this, as well as Robert Ben Garrett, who plays Critter. And then we also have Melissa Bardendowski that plays Candace, and she's actually not credited for a lot, but she's got a chance to be on Bob's Burgers.
Okay.
So lucky her. And the title is a reference to the 1997 movie Wag the Dog, and that stars Dustin Hoffman.
Okay, then.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I don't have a ton of notes on this one, but I'm really excited just to talk about this episode because I wrote down so many lines.
I think this is the one that I wrote down a lot. Yeah, I wrote down a bunch for this one as well.
Great lines in this one.
Yeah.
So in A Hawk and Chick, Larry Murphy is credited playing Teddy. But he's not. He doesn't actually appear in that episode, if you remember. But they still credit him in that. He does, however, it happens again here. He didn't appear in this episode, but he is credited because he voices Ice Pick as one of the bikers.
Okay, I thought the voice sounded familiar.
This is the only episode in season 6 that Teddy does not appear.
Oh, interesting.
That's how often we see Teddy. This is the only episode he's not in.
I think I've been desensitized to him because honestly, he doesn't bother me as much as he used to.
Because he's in every. I think they gave you Teddy therapy.
Maybe.
This episode takes place in around early June, as Critter says the one-eyed snakes are going up to the Laconia, New Hampshire bike week. And this is a real-life event that takes place over 9 days, ending on Father's Day.
Oh, okay. That's nice.
I love when they do this.
Yeah.
And there are 19 skulls visible in the apartment. You ready where they all are?
Where are they?
Okay. So we have a doormat.
Okay.
A penny jar. Candles. Paintings. Posters. A keychain. A helmet. And some loose skulls.
Some loose skulls. Okay.
Some loose skulls. And it's not a line. Decor. Right? Just add a decor. And not a line, but I just want to start off with, oh no, not the butt phone.
No, not the butt phone. No, it's so much that I wrote down for other lines. I went, great, now I can't trust stalkers.
I get it. Everything changes when you have kids. I heard your penis gets stretched out and it's never the same. That is a kid that has not had the sex talk.
No. Let's get stabby, Flabby.
I wrote that one down too. Stay away, you sleep witch.
You know what else is burning your pants because you're a liar?
The prepaid cavity phones. That alone. Just
Yeah.
that portion.
Mm-hmm. You don't get a lot of minutes on those.
No.
Oh, I'm not gonna buy a damaged bike, but you damaged it. That was so. This one, I wrote this down. I'm like, now might be the time to bring up the story. I used to work for Target. I was the summer job I had between college and working other jobs, and this was one of my last shifts too. I think is why I remember it so vividly. I was in the toy section, and that's where the bikes are. And a mom and a grandma were there with a child. I'm assuming was the younger woman's son, I would assume. And they wanted to see if the bike would fit him, like size wise, but they wanted to, like, at first we couldn't get the seat any lower because there was a reflector on there, but it would still go lower if we got the reflector off. So I got a screwdriver trying to take it off.
Yeah.
But when whoever assembled the bike, they stripped the screw when they did it.
Oh.
So we couldn't get it off. Eventually I got one of the other team members. Basically we were able to get it off, but we asked them first, like, we're gonna have, like, do you plan on buying this bike? Because it was pretty clear that once the seat could get lower, it would fit the kid just fine. So it's like, can you guarantee us you're going to buy this bike? And they said yes. They're like, okay, are you okay with us breaking the reflector to get it off? We'll show you where you can buy a replacement, but we can't get this off so you can quadruple check without breaking the reflector. And they said yes. So we also got an okay from a manager before we did this, because like we're not breaking anything and having it taken out on us. So we break the reflector, bike fits just fine. We show them where they can get a replacement for when they can make the make the seat higher again. And then the grandmother has the audacity to ask us, do you think we can get a discount because it's broken? You asked us to break it.
Oh my
And
God.
both of us went, that's a conversation for customer service.
Oh no, 100%. Like, nope, not my problem anymore.
I'm just the shelving person. This is not my job. So that's what that brought to mind was, I'm not going to buy a damaged bike, but you damaged it. Like, they bought the bike, but I'm like, we both were like, that's not a decision for us to make. You're going to have to go talk to customer service at the front.
Yeah, good luck with that. I could see, like, if it's not too expensive to get the replacement part, if Target covered that because of the situation of who assembled it, but that's about as far as I could see that going.
Yeah, I don't remember. The reflector probably wasn't much more than $20. I don't remember.
Like, you're still selling the bike.
Exactly. Like, you're still, yeah. So that's what that came to mind.
Wow. Yeah. I did write down the line, loose lips, wide hips.
Yes. Last line I wrote down was, Carl, go back inside and don't steal anything. You're not my mom, but what if he is?
I have two more. I wrote, I'll bet he misses raising hell with all of you lovable scamps. And I couldn't help but laugh at the one line with the bikers. I guess we can be a little bit more tolerant of Critter's situation and other races.
Yep. Yeah, they could. They
like,
definitely could.
I have almost no notes. Other than bikers do actually tend to be really good with kids.
Yeah.
Like, surprisingly, they are actually really, really great with kids. So it's a very interesting storyline that they go with. But that's it. Most of my notes are just lines.
I have other lines. I did love Crime Before Bedtime. Like, yeah, it's nice. When Critter, we saw at the very beginning when he was like telling him like the plan and everything with this guy called Kenny. I'm like, is Kenny an avatar for your ideal buyer, or is he like an actual person?
And then it ends up being just finance bros.
Yeah, like, are finance bros wanting to buy biker bikes? Is that a thing?
With, mostly stolen parts.
With mostly stolen parts, like, you're, I don't know. I mean, if you're a finance guy, in theory, that means you have money. In theory,
well, because like even Kenny, when you see his car, he's got like an old muscle car.
Yeah, like I don't understand the mentality there. I mean, I also I understand people. okay, I can't say I understand this. I don't really understand the point of motorcycles. People like them, but it's not for me. It's not for me to
Hmm.
judge. I don't
I've
judge
ridden
people
on
that
them.
like motorcycles.
I have ridden on them and I have enjoyed them. I haven't driven them. I've ridden
Hmm.
on one.
Okay.
It was very enjoyable. It was nice. Never going on one again though because the guy I used to date, his dad got into a motorcycle accident
Ugh.
without a helmet.
Ugh.
Or yeah, no helmet, and ended up in the ICU.
Mm-hmm.
I have not touched one since.
No, I don't
Nope.
have
He
like
did survive. He
that's
survived.
good. Yeah. Other than like the motorcycle, like the racing games and like in the
Hmm.
arcades, that's really the extent of my wanting to get on a motorized bike. I barely get on regular bikes. I don't have one.
Well, it was kind of scary because in Georgia, you have to wear a helmet. It is
Mm-hmm.
the law. South Carolina, because I live very close to we live near the Savannah River, so
Yeah.
we're right on the border of Georgia and South Carolina.
Yeah.
Yeah, South Carolina, you don't have to wear a helmet. It's not the law.
Gotcha.
At least it wasn't when I was riding like 6, 7 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Please wear a helmet and
Yeah.
all the things to protect yourself if you do choose to go onto a motorcycle because people, yeah. But with that though, at least it did teach me. I've always tried to stay really aware about how to drive with
Mm-hmm.
motorcycles in the vicinity. Yes,
Yeah.
some of them are assholes. I'm not denying that. There are
Mm-hmm.
some idiots out there. I had a guy go by like on like a I honestly, it wasn't even really like a motorcycle. It was like a crotch rocket.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going like the normal, 5 over
Mm-hmm.
the speed limit
Yep.
on just normal road. There's
Yep.
lane each way. And yeah, no guy on a crotch rocket just starts to speed around me and flip me the bird. And I'm just like, what are you mad about?
Yeah.
Like, who hurt you?
I don't understand people ever in general, but mostly people that drive like that. I don't.
I'll never understand that. But like, of course, still with that, always try and pay close attention to motorcycles and give them space.
Yeah. Every time I see motorcycles, I always make sure that like I'm nowhere near them if I can help it, just
Yeah.
because it's safer for all if I'm not.
It's safer for all. You want a good car's length between you with stopping and everything. And like, if do not just like swerve over to get over if a motorcycle is in the lane next to you. They need
Mm,
more time to stop.
yeah.
If they stop too fast, they're going to fly.
Yep.
And they could land on your car by doing so. So
Exactly.
that's just my PSA. Yeah, PSA.
Yep.
Please pay close attention to motorcyclists on the
Yes,
road
please.
because that is their choice to do that, but it's also our choice to make sure they don't die.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yes.
the more you know.
The more you know.
We have problems.
Yes, we do. I wrote down. I want to go to the zoo with Linda.
I would love to go to the zoo with
That would
Linda.
be so much fun.
Okay, the zoo with Linda right after an edible.
Amazing.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10 experience. I can confidently say that I could have stood and I went to the aquarium and I could have stood and watched the jellyfish for hours.
Okay, but imagine that with Linda's commentary.
It'd be amazing.
Which I love because I have a family member that is very much like Linda and she's from Long
Mm-hmm.
Island.
Yeah.
So, like just the way she talks and she's also an artist, so like she's always talking about different things with
Mm-hmm.
colors and all these I need to get high with her. That's what I need to do. My
I
own
will say
personal Linda.
the cosplayer from New York Comic Con that I sent you.
Hmm.
She did the all right. She did that when she did the pose as well. She did a very good impression of her. I will say.
I need to learn that impression because apparently my children would like to. I say children, mainly my older child, would
Yes.
really love for us to all dress up as characters
Mm-hmm.
one year at Halloween. But the 4-year-old's still in that phase of like, I want to pick out my costumes.
Mm-hmm.
Not ready for a family costume just yet.
Yeah.
So hopefully one day I will get to dress up as Linda.
There you go.
My husband did joke about also shaving off his beard, and I cried.
Oh no.
He's
No,
like, I'm not actually going to do that.
he's gonna be a bearded Bob.
See, that's what we always say. I'm like, you can just be a bearded Bob. It's okay. Please don't shave the beard. I mean,
No.
shave it. Then I automatically, I'm like, you know what? It's your face. You're going to do what you want.
It's his body, his choice.
Your body, your choice. And I'm still going to love you. Like,
Mhm.
we are married. There's no ending this. Just know I may be conflicted for a little while.
Yeah.
Well, because they do that. And then you're like, I'm married to a different person all of a sudden.
No, it does change the way your face looks. I'm not denying that.
100%. But you can be a bearded Bob.
Yeah, that's fine. I think that's fine. Because the thing is, like, the idea cosplay or costumes does not need to be screen accurate. It's because I went to Comic-Con as Charlie, but my wig fell through, so I was Charlie if she had an existential crisis, cut off all her hair and dyed it red.
Isn't that the entire plot of Hazbin Hotel, is Charlie having an existential crisis?
But she hasn't gotten to the hair cutting part yet.
Not yet. Season 2 is coming soon.
That it is. And we're guaranteed 3 and 4.
Really?
Yeah.
It
They
really
announced that
did
at
take
San Diego
off.
Comic-Con.
It took off. People are obsessed with it.
No, it did. And like if it continues on the trajectory that it's on,
I'm
'cause
sure. Oh, sorry.
I like when shows like clear, because I think that was something Vivian had said from the beginning, like that she had a plan for 4 seasons, like she had like that she had that kind of arc. I like when networks are willing to give you at minimum the arcs you need, like the number of seasons you need to tell the story. Because Crazy Ex-Girlfriend did that as well. They had a very very concrete plan of what they wanted over 4 seasons. They wanted each one to be its own phase, how they wanted it to work, and luckily the CW gave them all 4 seasons.
See, I just need shows to stop doing that the whole thing where they're like, okay, we had a finale. Oh, but now we're all going to get back together again, but not everybody, and we're going to have an extra little season that no one wants to accept.
Are you just describing season 7 of Once Upon a Time?
Technically, I was describing the last season of Scrubs, but yes, because Scrubs does the same thing. Everybody looks at that like, that, nope, this is the they call it the spin-off.
Well, okay, yes. With Once, they called it the requel.
The requel?
Because a reboot sequel is what they called it.
Oh,
but
God.
again, that one was more a case of they probably had a plan, but then a major actor left the show, and so they're like, let's reconfigure this a little bit. Because
kind of need that actor.
Only one person left of their own volition. Everyone else that got written off got written off.
Oh my.
Like no one else's contract was the one that was up for renegotiation. Basically one character left, and that created a domino effect of a whole bunch of others they got rid of.
So that last season's just going to be us going, this is a fever dream.
But here's the thing is, the last season's going to have the 2 characters that we both really like.
I'm okay with this.
They get to stay.
I'm okay with this. Wait, Leroy? Oh God, did I break you?
I think so. That was good.
You're welcome for that.
Is he actually? I don't even know if he might only be in the finale.
That's okay. What did you? Anything else on Bob's Burger?
Yeah. So I loved Louise getting all of the gossip through Bob secondhand as he was just repeating things he heard from the phone, because like that is so much like a kid like listening and like they're getting bits and pieces of the gossip.
Oh yeah, and
like,
they don't
they're
shut up like
invested.
that either. They'll be like, "What's happening? This is happening? Oh my God!" And you're just looking at them like, "Shut up!"
Like I'm trying to get all the information. I'll give it to you in a second.
Because you're usually on the other end of that.
Yes, I'm usually the one talking, and you're responding, and your kids are like, "What's happening?"
And I'm like, "Leave me alone. It's an adult conversation." Those exist, you know.
That they do. But this is something that I've noticed at least in this season specifically. Why does this family keep closing the restaurant for other activities that will definitely cost them money that they can't afford to lose?
Because it's the Belchers.
Like, Bob makes a comment like, I guess we can close the restaurant for the day and go do this random thing. Like, you cannot afford to close the restaurant for a day, especially
Also,
in the next
Linda
episode.
can hold a baby.
Yes. That was with the baby whisperer thing. So Kristen Shaw was the voice of Sidecar, I believe.
I'm fairly certain, but I can double check that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's who it sounded. It sounded like her. But that was a situation, calling him Simon and pretending.
Okay, that's not the one I'm looking for. Hold on. I'm actually going to Sidecar specifically. Oh, you are wrong.
It's not Kristen Shaw?
No.
Who was it?
H. John Benjamin.
Seriously?
H. John Benjamin voices Sidecar.
Hang on, I am double checking specifically in this episode.
I went to the wiki.
I refuse to believe that I'm wrong. Hang on. I'll eat my words in a minute, but hang on. This is season 6. Dang it, I'm wrong.
It's H. John Benjamin voicing a
John
baby.
Benjamin. Jesus Christ,
That's man. Like an Alan Tudyk moment, man.
That really. No, what's really funny, calling it Alan Tudyk moment. I was watching Actually the game show. I was watching it with my friend, and it was the one that was a bunch of voice actors from Avatar, and they did a mini game of can you guess the voice actor, And the first one was, I can't remember exact. I don't. It was like a very like bubbly kind of voice,
Yeah.
and it was. Yeah, it was so. Once I found out that it was Alan Tudyk, I'm like, oh, that's kind of like King Candy. That's the voice he's using. They did
Yeah.
a second round of it as another shiny question towards the end, and before they got to the answer, because the three of them had no idea what it was, I just said very loud, very very confidently, "It's Alan Tudyk again." And she went, "How do you know that?" I'm like, "It's a dark version of the Duke of Wesselton." And then they showed it
Mm-hmm.
was Alan Tudyk again. It was just a
And
deeper
and
version of
and
Duke of
for
Wesselton.
and like for more reference to that, I need people to realize he voices a chicken.
Yes, he
And
is.
then
He's been in every Disney animated movie since Wreck-It Ralph.
I really really love the clip
Mostly
of
as
him when
birds.
he is like recording
Yeah.
the chicken from Moana,
Mm-hmm.
and out of nowhere he just goes, "I went to Juilliard."
Yeah. He's just like, I went to Juilliard. Like he has that realization of like he has all this lovely classical training and he's getting paid to make chicken noises.
His best role, in my personal opinion, though, is still forever going to be A Knight's Tale. I love him in A Knight's
Which,
Tale.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Lauren.
No, I don't think I have.
It has. It's got what's his name? Oh my god, I'm bad at names. Don't get mad at me. It's got Heath Ledger. It has Paul Bettany. It's got Shannon Sossamon, I think is her name. Like the cast of that
Saying names
movie.
is not gonna change the fact that I haven't seen it.
But it's so good. You have homework.
I believe you. I have a lot of homework.
Okay, well, you've got immediate homework because that is one of those movies that just it's a okay. If anybody else who has watched this understands my pain right now,
I'm sorry.
I mean, Paul Bettany is essentially Chaucer.
Okay.
You should know who that is.
I do know who Chaucer is.
Okay.
I'm aware.
This is
I also
painful.
saw Paul Bettany from about 50 feet away last week.
Yeah, I know. Fuck you, okay? So go watch A Knight's Tale.
I should reiterate, saying it like that sounds creepy. I was in line to meet a different actor once at Comic-Con, and he was at his signing booth.
Look, I got a very
three
fuzzy,
tables down.
I got a very fuzzy photo of Paul Bettany sent to me. I just went, "Oh, cool."
Yeah, and actually, come to think of it, I think Andy Serkis might have been next to him.
Andy Serkis, are you serious?
I think because I couldn't tell if there was somebody there because again, Paul Bettany's line was massive.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Andy Serkis's like booth was next to him, so I don't know if he was at the table though. I couldn't see, but if he was, he's also I think in that very grainy photo because the iPhone zoom is not very good. Like once you get past a certain point, it's not very good. But it does look like the photo does look like Paul Bettany.
Oh, it's definitely Paul Bettany, but I'm contemplating our friendship right now. Oh my god, what year did that movie come out?
I don't know.
Well, that's what the Google is for.
But okay, so more and more, yours and my conversations reminds me so much of Agatha and Jen.
How so?
Like, just the way we go back and forth, because it always comes back to, with the burn and brew with Coven 2 and Glory Shall Be Thine. It's Coven True. No, it's Coven 2. That doesn't make any sense. It is if you're a student of the ballot. It's the banter going back and forth.
It came out in 2001.
Okay.
So, you have homework.
Okay.
You have homework. Okay, anyways, what did you rate this?
I gave plot a 9. I thought it was fun. It was chaotic. It was, it was started in the same place, split off a little bit because again, Linda's adventures with Sidecar was this all part of the same
Linda's
adventure.
Adventures with Sidecar.
It's all part of the same adventure. And it got 8s for character and for personal. So this one got a 25.
That is not bad.
That's a good score.
That's actually really good. I still have those moments as we record this where I'm just like, this is what we do.
Like, yes, as I say, Linda's Adventures with Sidecar.
That is a baby.
Were they not adventurous?
They were. I mean, people got cut by fake fruit.
That they did.
I gave plot a 10 because I love this plot. I think it's just so much fun because sometimes Bob did make this decision. It's one of those situations of like people who had a baby in their restaurant are just thrusting more like of their crap onto them, and they're like, all right, let's go help people.
Yeah.
And it's fun. I gave character a 9 because finance bros. Yeah. But like weird geeky finance bros, which doesn't add up.
Oh no, that I mean, okay, being geeky about bikes, like in motorcycles, That doesn't add up. Being geeky about something to that level of like competitiveness, because of
Yes.
course Carl would also cheat at squash, like that makes sense to me.
Okay, so you see what I'm saying then. And personal a 10
Okay.
because I do. I love this, but it's not a 30. It's
Yeah, no,
not a
I
30.
get you.
So it's a 29.
There's
It
a special sauce.
almost there's like yeah, and this doesn't have it.
Yeah.
Oh god. Here we go. Here we go. Season 6, episode 14, The Hormone-iums. I see some stories in my future. Tina is a part of the Hormone-iums, a singing group that teaches about the changes during puberty. She wants to get a solo, but Mr. Frond has yet to give her one. The soloist of the day's performance faints because of her mono, leading to Mr. Frond to create a new performance about mononucleosis. Tina is now the new soloist, but her performance causes the kids to think she is against kissing. She can't take part and spin the bottle at the upcoming party unless she convinces her friends she isn't the face of mono. Mr. Frond offers Tina lead soloist for the next 2 years, but she also needs to get re-invited to Jocelyn's party. In the end, she changes up the performance at the last minute, convincing everyone mono isn't as dangerous as they're being taught, and gets to participate and spin the bottle. Linda is auctioning off the lost and found in the restaurant and creates the wine shoe. Gretchen tells Linda all her friends want their own wine shoe, so the Belchers start pricing how much it would cost to produce their product. The large heels are more expensive than expected, so they present their idea to the Fischoeders in hopes they will fund their endeavor. The Fischoeders don't invest, and the family discovers the wine shoe is already a thing, which is still weird.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, what did you get for the vacant storefront?
That was Regret Me Not tattoo.
I would go there.
Yeah,
I
that's
feel
a good
like we
name.
missed an opportunity for it to be Regret Me Not.
Yeah, but Regret Me Not, I guess it just flows better.
Yeah. And the pest control truck.
There's Roach for the Sky Exterminators.
And you are a very happy Lauren.
There were 4 burgers in this episode.
You're so happy.
There's so many burgers. So we have the Captain Pepper Jack Marrow burger.
That's for Captain Jack Sparrow.
Oh yeah. We have the Curry on My Wayward Bun burger.
That feels like that would make a lot of Supernatural fans happy.
I think so too, yeah.
Because it's for Carry On Wayward Son.
Yep. We have the Frize It Don't Spray It burger.
Say it, don't spray it.
And the We Bought a Zucchini burger.
For We Bought a Zoo.
Which, like, to be fair, I mean, if you bought a zucchini, not that, you can't celebrate the small victories in life.
Mm-hmm.
Zucchinis are like 95 cents.
Honestly. So I have quite a few notes on this. I think it's an episode. It's an interesting one. But despite admitting that he can't sing in the Itty Bitty Ditty Committee, Peter Pescador is a member of the Hormone-iums.
Okay.
So I guess he can sing now.
Mm-hmm.
This is our first appearance of Gretchen since season 5, Speakeasy Writer.
I'm okay with that.
Oh my goodness. So Tina references the Meryl Streep movie, where Meryl Streep makes croissants. It's complicated, which Linda just mentioned in Stand By Jean, meaning it's likely that they've seen it together.
Yes, that makes sense.
I think I need to watch It's Complicated now, because I don't think I have.
Ironically, I don't think I've ever seen it either, but like not sat down and watched it. But what I have done is seen it playing at various points in the movie constantly, because it is my mom's favorite Meryl Streep movie. Like, she always has it taped from something on her TiVo or whatever. Like, she's not relying on it being on a streaming service. She found it airing on a network and she recorded it. I keep adding a syllable.
You You should totally get her that for Hanukkah.
Just the movie itself.
Just get her the DVD.
She doesn't have a DVD player.
Okay.
I do.
Okay, well, you have it, and you just go, Mom, we have a DVD player in the house. There you go. 2 different. Hanukkah's 8 nights. Grab a DVD player.
Yes, that's definitely the solution to my problem here.
So she'll play it even more?
Exactly, that's what I need. But yeah, so I've never actually seen It's Complicated, but I've seen various parts of it over many years.
Maybe you just need to add it to the list of what we may watch for our movies one day.
One day.
Just so we'll watch it.
Maybe.
And then your mom can be like, why are you? Oh, you're watching It's Complicated. It'd be so funny.
One day.
The Fischoeders' money fight is similar to one held by Mr. Burns and his assistant, Smithers, in the Simpsons episode, The Last Temptation of Homer.
Yeah. That was a good reference.
Oh, goodness. All right. So the big debate, who did Tina kiss? So when Tina plays spin the bottle, Jimmy
Mm-hmm.
Jr. and Zeke are in front of her.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy Jr. is on her right, Zeke on her left. Since the bottle ends up facing in front of Tina, slightly facing the left, it most likely hit Zeke.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm okay with this.
I would agree.
Jimmy Jr. is a little shit.
Yeah.
And then, so the signs in the window of the Titanic shoes. We have heal thyself.
I love it.
We carry all sizes, 12 and up.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Our prices are sinking, a reference to the fate of the Titanic ship reference in the store's name. Also, I love how passionate that man is.
So passionate about large women's footwear.
So passionate. I will start off with my favorite, like not my favorite line, but the first line I wrote down. We have an Aunt Flo. She missed all my birthday parties.
I'm wondering if you have this one written down.
Oh.
All I know about Marshmallow is
Oh,
that
of
she
course
comes
I
and
do.
goes. All I know about Marshmallow is that she comes and goes as she pleases. She answers to no one, and she is truly free.
Bob is so in love with Marshmallow.
He really is.
As one should be. I love Linda, too, being just like, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Not so supportive this time.
No, not about Marshmallow.
It's like a foot that gets you drunk.
Yes. You have a -1 to this party.
You're in charge of your own mouth.
Kissing isn't dangerous, but misinformation is.
I like that one.
That was a good one.
The it's not the full line, but Pinot Grosio.
Yeah, I wrote down Sauvignon Blancs. That was good. That was a good pun.
Also, the unchilled Chardonnay that's been sitting in the Lost and Found. Don't drink that.
No, definitely don't drink that.
Do not drink that. That wine has soured. I do not recommend.
That line is probably very close to being vinegar.
Because also, if you have opened your wine, red wine is hit or miss with this. I think you can go a little bit longer. My boss says otherwise. He's a sommelier, whatever. But I feel like red wine will last a little bit longer as long as you cork it really well.
Yeah.
But white wine still, I don't care if it's chilled or not. After about 3 days, I wouldn't drink it. Yeah. Wine is one of those things. As long as you keep it corked. I say this. I work in a wine bar.
You do. You are the professional
I work with
here.
wine. That's why. But red wine, because of the tannins and just how it is, I trust red wine more.
Yeah.
But yeah, I say all of this as someone who just reached 6 months sober and started tonight drinking a non-alcoholic red blend.
There you go.
It's actually really good. It was really good, and it doesn't taste like fruit juice because it's a red blend. I don't know what it's blended with, but it's they remove the alcohol from it, so it's made as a normal wine. They just remove the alcohol, so it's still really. It doesn't have that sharp alcohol taste.
Yeah,
that most do. I like it. It's the Free brand, the FRE.
Oh, okay.
I highly recommend because I've had 2 glasses tonight, and I'm still me.
There you go. And I'm the one who apparently can't speak.
I know, right?
I don't know what's happened. I think I've just been spending too much time by myself and therefore haven't been speaking as much, but that's actually not really the case.
Yeah, because you've talked a lot. You talked to me my whole ride home the other night.
I've been talking to you. I've been doing audiobook narration. So my inability, maybe it's just my brain's just done creating the words. I need a script.
I need
to just look at words I've already written.
Why do you have to be 27 to work in a shoe store?
I don't know. I don't want to know what the answer to that is, and I'm going to hope it's just he made up a number.
I hope so. I hope he's just this is a kid. I'm going to give him a really high arbitrary number.
Yeah.
But I was don't you just need to be 18? I mean, 21, I guess, if you're really trying to protect people from adult things.
I guess it depends, yeah. Because it depends, I guess, on the clientele you get.
Because I mean, most of these people buying these shoes are probably just drag queens.
I would assume. He came up with a number very quickly for it to just, he probably just picked a random number because I got carded once at a bar in Disney World because that's always a hit or miss thing because they're usually pretty cautious because it's Disney. But I was with my mom and my brothers and I was getting my ID out. I didn't care. I'm at the age where I genuinely do not care if you card me. If that's what you want, it's fine. But as I was getting my wallet out, he looked at me again. He went, "Wait, how old are you?" And I just went, 28. No one lies that fast. Which, to be fair, he caught me on a day that I knew how old I was, because we all know that time when people ask you how old you are, I'm like, what? Wait, how old am I? I don't.
Yeah, it's different once you hit 30. It's hard to forget.
I have one more year of that. One more year before I hit that.
Look, I just need to like save up the money to visit you for your 30th.
There you go. I turned
There you go.
29 on Wednesday.
Happy birthday.
Woo!
I won't be like, don't get too drunk, but also you're not drinking right now either.
No, I must be fair. Like, when I get to a point where there will be alcohol, I won't be driving. So
there you go. So Tina actually like picking up a handful of spaghetti.
yeah,
I loved Bob's joke of like, do you want me to get you a handful of ice cream?
yeah, that was such a sweet moment when he went in to like go like help her out with that. Like that was like very, especially ending it with the "Do you want a handful of ice cream" thing, because it was just he's a good dad.
He's such a good dad, because there's like of course debates online of like, are the Belchers really actually good parents?
Mm-hmm.
And Bob just proves in this episode like how good of a dad he really is, and how much they really care about their kids.
Mm-hmm.
And just that's why it's one of the many reasons I love the show, because I watch this with my kids a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And they're able to see a good family dynamic as well,
Mm-hmm.
and kids that are allowed to be themselves. So and my daughters are like starting the process of puberty, so this is kind of nice to have for her to understand like the things from the show as well. Like it teaches good things, while also, bikers in jail because of unpaid parking tickets.
Yes.
So
it's all forms of education.
But it's really gay too, because we have all the openness about drag queens and Marshmallow. Yes. So you can't hate Marshmallow. If anybody doesn't like Marshmallow, I don't trust you.
No, you can't hate Marshmallow.
I love her.
Mononucleosis was such a stupid name.
Yeah. But also we get to say the word mononucleosis and not be weird.
Yeah. It was, I mean, it was a bad name. It's a bad premise. And even before Tina did her thing, if I looked up some statistics, I also looked up some statistics about mono.
Because I was like, ever had it?
No, I never did.
Me either.
Because I was like, we're really showing that mono can kill you? Frond is the worst. But I was like, I looked it up. Death from mono occurs in less than 1% of cases. In the U.S., there are an average of 3 million cases each year, which, to be fair, 30,000 people is not nothing. That's because that's 1% of 3 million. It's not nothing, but as Tina pointed out, it's usually people that are either very old, very young, or have very compromised immune systems.
That's true.
So it's not happening in most teenagers. Let's go with that. They're gonna have your run-of-the-mill symptoms, fever, fatigue. They'll get back up and running in a month or so, kind of thing. But did you ever play Spin the Bottle?
Yes. Who didn't?
I did once. It was an interesting situation because it wasn't a very big party. There was maybe 12 or 13 of us, and amongst them was a pair of siblings. So obviously, if they landed on it, they weren't doing anything. So but it was 12 or 13 of us, but fairly even.
I would not play that with a sibling. I don't want to see my sibling doing that. No, thank you. No.
But I think I just ended up that game of Spin the Bottle was actually my first kiss. Couldn't tell you who the first one I kissed was. I don't remember half their names anymore. Actually, I don't remember any of their names except for the person whose party it was.
You want to laugh at how stupidly Southern I am? My first kiss was at a arcade at a church lock-in.
Oh my God. That is very Southern.
That is very my Baptist church lock-in at I want to say I was 10.
That is very Southern of you.
We got the whole place to ourselves, and we went to play the game, and it had curtains, so they could never know. No idea what the guy's name was. I can't remember now.
I can't remember the name of anyone. I cannot remember the name of anyone at that party except for the person whose party it was.
I've blocked out a lot of the church memories. I don't want that.
Yeah, I think I was 12 or 13.
I think I was 10. Man, I started young. I mean, I did in many ways. I should probably have more talks with my kid.
It happens.
Here, don't be like mom. Because, I'll hear other people talk about their escapades through puberty. And I'm just dude, I made some bad decisions.
You made different decisions.
That's fair. That's fair. I'll take that. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to reshape my own opinions.
Yeah. Can I go on a little bit of a rant for the comment that he made about, how much material goes into a size 14 shoe?
Yes, please.
Okay, so I have this rant about, and I have receipts for this, about how
Ooh.
the argument that plus size clothing is more expensive because of the material that's made,
Mm-hmm.
how that's absolute bullshit. Because
Ooh.
so this is one example. I can't speak for all clothing, but I bought the Agatha All Along plus like the oversized hoodie that's Hot Topic, Her Universe, Torrid, like that's the
Mm-hmm.
conglomerate of companies. So I got the straight size extra large. I believe the straight size went up to either 2 or 3X. And then once you get to the plus size, that's like Torrid sizing of like 0, 1, 2, 3, that stuff. So my extra large for the measurements on the size guide are identical to the plus size 0.
Oh.
The plus size 0 is $6 more.
Ooh.
You're literally paying $6 for nothing. You're paying $6 for a different tag. It's a scam. The amount of material is inconsequential to the price. They're just charging more because they can.
For like that specific size.
Like for like just like for the argument that plus size clothing needs to be more expensive because of the more material is just bullshit.
Sorry,
Because that's an
iTunes
example
wanted me to
of
update.
oh no,
Sorry.
because like
Don't you love when that happens?
yeah, because it's one example, but that because I had receipts because I was curious that
Mm-hmm.
the size guide measurements, which since the measurements the same, I would assume the hoodie is built the
Yeah.
same. You're literally just paying $6 more to have a tag that says size 0 on it. So anyone
Which
that
is
tells
already
you
problematic within itself
it is,
because finding a
so
size 0 now, if you are of smaller size, is actually really hard.
yeah,
Like I'm
so
seeing that actually as an issue that a lot of these clothes are not like our clothes have always been crappy. Let me get
mm-hmm,
this right. Women,
yeah,
for us, clothes suck. But
yes,
like I'm seeing that a lot of people like because this is both ends.
mm-hmm,
Like plus size clothes are but like even people who are in much smaller bodies,
mm-hmm,
they can't find clothes that fit them anymore because a small and even an extra small is still too big because they've like changed
mm-hmm,
the way sizing works
yeah.
even more now. And it's like, can we just have clothes that fit all of us,
Apparently,
please?
no. The answer is no, which is also why I mostly buy men's clothing.
Yes, same. I finally found a pair of jeans that like didn't go past my feet for the
Mm-hmm,
first time ever. And yeah, they are a petite. And yes, it was from like a southern-ish like store. It's from Cabela's.
mm-hmm,
Um, but it was a pair of jeans that fit, like actually fit perfectly. My hips, my length, everything. Because if anybody has ever seen full body pictures of me, I am well endowed.
mm-hmm.
I have very small waist
Yeah,
and
you are.
large hips. You're gonna make me blush. Hold on. Okay. Um, but so it's really hard for to find clothes because
Mm-hmm,
when you have a waist as small as mine, but then the hips are as big as mine, you can't find clothes that fit right. Like, and it just makes clothing shopping so hard when you could
mm-hmm.
really actually make clothes that fit everybody.
Yep.
But this is the world we live in.
But yeah, I back to the Bob's episode.
Oh yeah.
Trying to. Um, I I don't really know how I feel still about puberty themed show choir.
I mean, I know you said that you've done things before to teach younger people.
Well, so yeah, I was part of a program I've said before called Stars, which I'm sure I think they changed the name. It's still Stars, but it stands for something else. But it was Students Teach AIDS Reduction Strategies is what it was when I
Mm-hmm.
did it. And but it was different in that we weren't performing musical numbers about the changes of your body in the middle of the cafeteria. We
Yeah,
were
it's a little
going
weird.
we were visiting health classes. We were like going to kids when like well the elementary school was that was its own program. That was more about like consent and like hand washing and stuff like that and like personal hygiene. Once you hit 6th grade was when it was more about like HIV and AIDS and stuff like that. But we would go into their health classes where you're going to reasonably expect to talk about these kinds of things. Like
Not let
that's
me eat my tater tots in peace.
exactly not I'm gonna eat my tater tots while you're talking about body hair. Like and there weren't I can't say there weren't gimmicks because it was all up to what the groups designed for their programs. Like we had little skits and we had a choose your own adventure situation with the kids where it was me and my friend would act out scenarios. This is how we taught consent
Mm-hmm.
was we taught them the strategies and then we also told we showed them one scenario and then we went okay so let's rewind, what should he do this time kind of thing, and like we got them involved. It's a little gimmicky but again it's health class and they were also 11 and that's how we kept them entertained.
Not me being like, well, I'm gonna send my kid to you for health class. I'm not, but it'd be so funny. I'm gonna send you to your lesbian auntie to teach you about
About the dangers
puberty.
about HIV.
Oh God.
That's what I taught about HIV.
Fresh needles, kids.
Yes.
What did you rate this?
Talk to people before you do things. I gave this 9s for plot and character. Despite how much I and I gave it an 8 for personals. This one got a 26. It lost an extra point because again, I can't really stand behind puberty themed show choir and a story and a entire production about how mono will kill you, because it probably won't.
Yeah, most likely, unless you are immunocompromised.
Yeah, unless you're very old, very young, or immune compromised. So, and like even then, like my immune compromised situation, like it probably wouldn't kill me.
Yeah, it make it really sick for a little while.
Yeah, I might get hit harder, but I not knock on wood. Probably wouldn't kill me. So yeah, so I give this one a 26. It was good chaos. It was a lot of fun to watch. I had a lot of good lines. I had a lot of burgers. And I made the right decision watching these episodes before I watched the Once episode this week, because
Can you imagine if you had done that the other way around?
I don't know. Because there are weeks that I will say, especially during this arc of Once, that the Once episode, like how the episodes made me feel, I think has flavored how I watch the Bob's episodes.
That's interesting.
Yes, like I'm like just in a bad mood going into it, so like I don't like them as much as I think I would otherwise.
Which is interesting because usually Bob's puts me in a better mood.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I like it.
Yeah.
Picasso. I gave 8s across the board.
Okay.
So 24 for me. Straightforward. It's Bob's.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we gushed over Marshmallow. I can't be too mad.
Yeah.
We didn't get to actually see Marshmallow. I think that's my issue.
That's true. Yeah, we did not get to see her. She was involved.
I need to see Marshmallow. Mm-hmm. Give me more Marshmallow.
Yeah. Thank you all for listening. Join us next time when we discuss Once Upon a Time, episode 312, New York City Serenade. Don't forget to like, rate, and follow the podcast wherever you listen so you can be notified every time we publish a new episode. Follow us at OBDYK_pod on Instagram and TikTok. And if you'd like to join our Patreon, you can find the link with more details in our show notes.
This has been an episode of Okay, But Did You Know? A TV and media podcast. It was hosted by Katie and Lauren and edited by Katie.